Leaders of the European Union are gathering in Brussels for the second time this month for a two-day summit that centers on the support package for Ukraine. Countries are expected to do more to enhance the bloc's competitiveness, including bolstering military power in response to economic challenges such as U.S. tariffs and uncertainty over Washington's future defense support. All leaders except Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán are set to reaffirm their financial and military support for Kyiv. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy will also address the bloc virtually during the summit. This summit follows a phone call between Mr. Zelenskyy and his U.S. counterpart Donald Trump, where the Ukrainian leader expressed openness to a partial energy and infrastructure ceasefire with Russia. While Ukraine and Russia agreed to halt attacks on energy facilities, they have since accused each other of continued attacks. Additionally, Mr. Trump offered U.S. expertise in managing Ukraine's electrical grid and nuclear power plants. Meanwhile, the UK is set to host a closed-door meeting later today to draw up plans for a proposed peacekeeping force for Ukraine. It will be attended by senior military leaders from the Coalition of the Willing, an initiative led by the UK and France that's set to involve more than 20 countries. For more, we're now joined by Stuart Smith, reporting live from Brussels. Stuart, defense spending is expected to dominate today's summit. What are leaders likely to agree to regarding the war in Ukraine?
In terms of the final text that they're likely to agree to, it's more commitment, more reaffirmations of support for Ukraine. Here in the EU, they see the fight in Ukraine against Russia as an extension of European security. So all leaders have an interest in how the European Union continues to support Ukraine, but also they say that's linked to the European Union's own defence industry. And so one of the big discussions happening today is about how to fund defence for the European Union in what's quickly and urgently, as the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen describes, an important issue. Up till 2030 is the current plan at the moment being devised. A document released on Thursday which addresses the various issues EU leaders hope to find solutions towards. That includes closing capability gaps. There's a lack of, for example, air support and drone capability within European Union member states. There's problems with the fact that the European defence industry is both struggling and also not able to provide enough for European nations' militaries. So how perhaps to better link those defence industries across member nations and also procure arms together to make it cheaper and also quicker. But to fund that is what the heart of the debate will be about over the course of Thursday and Friday here in Brussels, because to fund it, it's looking like more loans. And particularly, some countries believe there should be strict rules about how those loans can be applied for. Other countries believe the loans should actually be more generous with even broader criteria. That's the crunch talk happening today.
So more commitments, more reaffirmations for Ukraine, but the bloc's economy, that's also likely to be a key point of contention during discussions. What specific areas are the leaders expected to focus on?
Yeah, competitiveness is the key word for this summit, and the president of the European Council says they are all linked. If Europe's more competitive, if it brings in more money, then it can better fund its defence sector. So it's part of discussions too, and that refers to things like the steel industry, the metal industry in the European Union, and car making as well, which is something that the United States has been hitting with its trade war against the European Union. That will too be discussed informally, though the trade war isn't part of official discussions here, but it's hard to ignore when it looks like that could be in the process of escalating. And there are some members like France and Italy who are very unhappy that their alcohol sectors have been put ahead as a way to try and be part of this trade war, that there will be tariffs affecting their industries while the EU attempts to hit back against the United States. And member states not all agreeing that's the most productive way to try and battle Trump's tariffs.
All right, thanks, Stuart. Stuart Smith there reporting live from Brussels.